Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Pro Wrestling Chat. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Erschen, and this week we are discussing the lovely Virtuosa, the one, the only, Deonna Purazzo. And we're going to discuss the sad news that I heard today from Sean Ross Sapp over at Fightful.com. I was checking out his Twitter. And many other prominent pro wrestling sites have reported this as well. And that's the fact that Deonna Purazzo is apparently becoming a free agent. Yes, she has not come to terms on a deal with Impact Wrestling. And I was praying that this would not happen, but I've heard rumblings of this throughout the year. And people have been saying they don't know if she's going to make it to the TNA rebranding next year in 2024. And to me, that would just be an absolute travesty. So as soon as I heard this news, I had to come on here and make a video begging and pleading with you, Impact Wrestling, to not let this happen. You cannot let the Virtuosa walk away and go to AEW or WWE, somewhere where she's going to go and be a huge star and have some incredible matches. Could be main eventing, pay-per-views. Come on. You can't let her walk away, because in a period of 3 years, that's right, she came into Impact Wrestling in 2020, and quickly became the hottest knockout on the roster, becoming an Impact Knockouts champion in no time at all. And as to date, she is a 3-time Knockouts champion, as well as becoming the AAA Reina del Reinas champion and the Ring of Honor Women's champion at the same time, all under the Impact banner. Not to mention, she was Knockouts Tag Team Champion with Chelsea Green, who is now flourishing in WWE. She's doing a fantastic job. She's one of the top stars over in WWE in the women's division. And might I remind you, this year in the PWI Women's Top 250, she is number 7. Way above Trinity, who is like the biggest star supposedly in Impact Wrestling right now. So yeah, that's how important Deonna Purazzo is to the women's division, and not only Impact Wrestling, but the world of professional wrestling. I think she is the best women's wrestler going today, honestly. And she's my absolute favorite. She's the reason I've started watching Impact Wrestling again. I had not watched since 2016, when it just hit the absolute lowest of lows, the pits of hell, the doldrums, if you will. That was the absolute bottom of the barrel for me, and that's when I couldn't watch anymore. It was unwatchable once Jeff Jarrett came in with his Global Force Wrestling and bringing his cronies over from there, who were so green. It was just unwatchable. I've seen more botches than I've ever seen in the history of wrestling. But yeah, that's when I stopped watching, and she's one of the things that pulled me back into it. I was flipping through the channels, and I saw Deonna Purazzo coming out. It's her intro, looking like $1 million, and just showing how skilled of a technical wrestler she is, the best in the business. And everything she did looked real, beautifully timed, so accurate, so intense, and just the way she carries herself, and unbelievable, especially when she was Knockouts champion. Just the way she carried herself, like she knew she was the greatest in the world, and I believed it 100%, and I still believe it. With or without a championship, I feel Deonna Purazzo is the best women's wrestler today. And I know that's arguable, but hey, she is definitely in the conversation. If she's not in the conversation, then there's something wrong, you know, like, because she has to be. Like I said, in the span of 3 years, look at everything she accomplished in Impact Wrestling. Becoming, to me, top 5 knockout of all time. And they even said that in one of the year ends they had, I think it was last year, that she was in the top 5 of most impactful knockouts, I think they called it. Yeah, 100% I agree with that. So I think she is absolutely invaluable to TNA and Impact Wrestling, and I want her to see what TNA is like in this new rebranding they're doing, going back to the old school and rebranding back to the TNA name. Total non-stop action wrestling. And I think a great way to start that would be with the Virtuosa being on top, you know, and back in the main event spotlight, back in the main event scene, main eventing pay-per-views and Impact shows. Yeah. Without her, I think it's going to be rough. You know, I know we're probably going to get a couple cool knockouts coming over from WWE from the recent releases and stuff. Probably get somebody like Dana Brooke, probably get Tennille Dashwood back, you know. Maybe even Camille from NWA there. You know, might see a few of those WWE and NXT releases coming over to the Knockouts division. There'll probably be some cool stuff going on. Dana Brooke, maybe. But I want to see Deonna up in the mix, getting in the ring with them, you know, and having some great classic matches. She's had some of the best Knockouts matches of all time, in my opinion, you know. When you want to talk technical wrestling, from the technical wrestling standpoint, there is none better than the Virtuosa Deonna Purazzo. So once again, Impact Wrestling, TNA, listen up. You cannot let this woman walk away. You know, you do whatever it takes. I don't care. You know, I'm sure Anthem Entertainment has some money on their hands. Come on. Do whatever it takes. Make the woman happy. I want to see her as a TNA Knockouts champion going into 2024. Because there's no way she's not going to go elsewhere and be a huge star. Look at what Chelsea Green has done. You think she's not going to go to WWE, probably team up with Chelsea Green again and be the tag team champions over in WWE? And maybe even vie for the women's the women's championship, maybe taking on Rhea Ripley or something, you know, in huge pay-per-views like, you know, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. You might see her on the grandest stage in them all. So, if you guys are smart, you're going to do what she wants, give her what she wants. You know what else could happen if Deonna leaves? Steve Maclin's probably going to leave. Another great talent that has flourished in TNA and Impact Wrestling so well, he even became the Impact World Champion at one point. He's done great work with TNA, incredible talent. He really made a name for himself in Impact, and I think if he goes back to WWE or AEW, he's going to be a big star. You know, both of them will be. So, telling you guys, don't let it happen. So, what do you guys think? Do you think Deonna Purazzo is going to leave Impact Wrestling? It certainly seems to be going that way. So, let me know in the comments below what you think. What can we do to get in Impact's face and let them know you cannot let this happen? Come on. Thank you for joining me, Sean Patrick Erschen, the Pro Wrestling Chat. Tune in and lock up.